Unbelievable. The dudes you won't see on the weekend. DJ, Spieth, Hovland, Harmon, Fowler, Adam Scott, or Hideki. Gone. And Sung Jae.
DJ Hovland.
Spieth.
I never thought I would say that at Augusta for Spieth.
You know, just missed the cut. Ricky Fowler.
Damn. Wait, so Ricky
gone.
Justin and Jordan is gone? So the trio is gone. The little
the dorks. The fucking dorks.
Fucking Geek Squad.
Yeah, the nerds. Justin Rose out. Oh shit.
Rosie's out?
Remember we told you what was happening with the cut? How it kept, every gust it was up? The fucking cut is 7 over. 6 over, you're in.
So Rahm's in. She finished at 6, I believe.
No, so that wasn't even true. So Fowler's 6 under, projected cut. No, because that fucking cut keeps going up the windier it is. People aren't in is Sung Jae is 7 under, Justin Rose, Garcia, Zach Johnson, Justin Thomas, Wyndham Clark.
7 over.
Hovland. Here's all the 8s. Hovland, Spieth, Bubba, out. That's why when you talk to Bubba, he was getting the jet organized.
For sure.
He getting the fuck on. Dustin Johnson, 13 over. Them dudes just don't care or some shit. DJ, what? Does he care? He just rich and over it. I mean, it's okay. It's okay.
No, honestly, I think they care. It's like, bro, but somebody brought up a great point about Rahm, and today I think it really shows it. Like, bro, he won 3 tournaments before the Augusta last year.
He was on one.
You got that rhythm of playing and like consistently like being there, and then like when you're not consistently working on your game 4 or 5 days a week, getting prepared for a tournament, and then by the time week 6, 7 rolls around, you ready to go. But if you don't have that time and you only we'll play Miami, 54 holes. We'll play Dubai, 54 holes. And what other event do they have? Miami, Dubai, Vegas. In the last, 5 months? You can't play like that. Not and compete. Not when you playing against dudes who play every other week, at least. That's my only knock about Liv, for real.
They don't play enough.
If you don't play enough, then the guy's not practicing enough. You're not practicing enough, you're not going to be prepared enough. You're not prepared enough, you go out that bitch and miss the cut. Shit, especially at Augusta.
At Augusta ate them motherfuckers up.
And yeah. Later on in the day got fucked up, but earlier in the day it didn't seem that bad.
But you saw it, it start ripping. I was like, damn.
What time we left? Like 3? 2:30?
Yeah, it started to rip. Hello, everybody. Per usual, we would like to give a big, warm welcome to one of our favorite sponsors on earth, Topgolf, for bringing us peach ice cream in Augusta, Georgia. Thank you for all you do. Part 3 podcast.
Let's fucking go.
Stephen Malbon.
Oh my goodness.
Let's get right into it.
Put us down for the birdie, dog.
Just a bit outside.
Gang is back together.
Somebody give me your fucking putter. Hoard the putt in. I had to make it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the world famous Part 3 podcast. I am one of your hosts, J.R. Smith. This is obviously my co-host, Stephen Malbon. We are live from Berkman's Place over here in Augusta, Georgia. We are having a ball. This is day 2 of Augusta, Georgia. We've seen some great rounds today. Steve, how you think it's going?
Going good. The weather today was wild. It was a bit windy out there. And it was interesting to see the cut line go from 3 over. That was the cut. Then it went to 4. Then it went to 5. Then it went to 6. Yeah. So people were scrambling to get in and stay, keep the score 3 over. But the wind was whipping so hard out there that, that's what I kept thinking. It's like the cut's got to go up. And It was shocking to see the people who didn't make the cut. Spieth.
Man.
Justin Thomas, Himothy, my man Sung JM. He didn't make it, him and the Wave God. But
Ricky.
Ricky didn't make it. Bubba. We saw Bubba out there. So we
Bubba.
just saw Bubba, and when Bubba was walking by, JR hit Bubba with a, "Hey Bubba, I came to watch you play golf today. You're welcome." And he turned and looked awkward as hell, and then he saw it was JR and was like, "What's up, my man?" Blah, 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 and then hugging and shit. So I was like, "Oh, whoa, what was that? Why'd you talk to Bubba like that?" And then so explain it if you could, because I didn't know what the hell and not me. I'm just like, this dude is wild. All the fans, the patrons, were like, "Did he just say that?" I came to watch you play today. You're welcome, son.
Man, shout out to Bubba, man. So me and Bubba, we tight, man. That's my dog. We linked in Orlando about 2016, right after the championship, I think. 2015, maybe before. He took me out to Ellsworth and really that's when I seen, and this is when he's like the number one player in the world. So this is like when I seen the LeBron James of golf being LeBron James, just messing around.
Yeah.
I've seen LeBron play in practices. I've seen Kyrie in practices and seen these dudes do certain types of things. But when you're with a professional PGA Tour player and you're playing with them and they start hitting shots that you wouldn't even dream of hitting, it's very surreal. And and for me, to watch Bubba, because for me, Bubba is a shot maker. He is. Whenever he has creativity, whenever he sees a shot and you can see his mind working, and he feels as though he could pull every shot off. And for me, I've really connected with me in the basketball realm. But long story short, how we got to that term, he came to the Orlando game after we played Ellsworth, playing in the game, and I don't think I played that well. I was shooting pretty bad, and we were, giving each other smack back and forth the day before on the golf course. And he's like, "Hey, JR, I came to watch you play. You're welcome." So it was kind of
full circle.
Yeah, full circle. It's kind of throwing back, but unfortunately, I didn't know he wasn't playing that well and didn't make the cut. So it was probably bad timing.
Yeah, he was calling the jet.
Yeah.
He was getting he was packing the kids up and getting gone.
Man, but it was good to see him. It was good to see his wife. It was good to see his daughter. See the family. Just being around them is really good energy, and to see them, it was fun. Unfortunately, obviously didn't make the cut, but this is an event where a lot of the pros, don't take for granted. Understand, the privilege that they have to be able to, not only to be invited, but be able to play the sport at the level that they do, and to be able to see him walking with his kids and, seeing his family walk alongside him as he's playing, it was very inspiring in a way. It's everything that you want as a man. You go out there and try to provide and protect and do all these things, but to know that it's appreciated and it's being reciprocated on the other end by them taking the time out to come out and watch you play and grind. It gives hand to hand, and I really enjoy that part of it.
It was cool to see. We didn't know if he made the cut or not. We didn't know what he shot at all.
Yeah.
But whatever it was, he didn't look too upset.
No,
he had his kids with him.
Man.
It was like, he's a member of Augusta. He already won it once. Yeah, like you say, there's like a privilege of being there. I mean, I feel privileged being there, just walking around it. I remember when we got out on, 2 or 3 or whatever, it was like, dude, look at this place. It's special.
We were walking towards Amen Corner, and for me, it really hit when it was just there's a lot of people who walk around this place and walk around these places, and especially Augusta, for however long they've been going or whatever. But we were fortunate enough, shout out to Charlie, but we were fortunate enough to walk it with Luke Donald and watch shots with a guy who's played in this tournament. Not only played in this tournament, but played it at an elite level to where, he's not just a regular guy who played the PGA Tour for a couple years.
It's Luke
made
Donald.
Some cuts,
He's talking about Luke Donald. So Luke Donald toured us around today and walked us around and was telling us stories from here, from there. He told us the story where Tiger, he told me the story. Tiger hit it in the water when you went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And we were waiting out there for you. He said that he's like, right there's where Tiger did the illegal drop. And I'm like, what's the illegal drop? And so he hit it in the water. And you can go up to the water and drop, and
Within
you
the
can come
line.
back as far as you want.
Right.
But he decided to drop where he was, which you have two options. Drop, go to where it went in the water, and you can come back and pick
Right.
your distance and drop. But he went from exactly where he hit it in the water, and then he went 2 yards back and dropped it.
Yeah.
And he just had a brain slip. Like, he just made a mistake. He just
Right.
forgot that you can't do that, you know? And then when he was done, they gave him a 2-stroke penalty or whatever. So he told that story, pretty interesting. And then another story, he said he chipped in on, 2 or something for eagle, and he was 1 back.
Yeah.
And he's going on 1 back in the
8.
Masters.
Yeah,
On
yeah,
8, he
yeah.
chipped
Yeah.
in. He chipped in on 8. Now he's 1 back. He goes on 9, hits a perfect drive, had a 9-iron coming in, and he said he was setting up to hit the 9-iron, everything's good, and then he could hear it's like a lady talking and like messing around with her chips,
Yeah.
making noise and such. So he said he stepped off it, no big deal, stepped back in, got right, hit the best 9 he's ever hit. And he said as soon as he hit it, he turned and looked and was like, this is money.
Yeah.
And then he said at that point, it was like a weird feeling of just this huge gust of wind.
Like 10
hit him.
cup.
Like 10 cup.
Yeah,
That's what he said. It was like 10 cup.
I remember.
And hits the front of the green, rolls all the way back down 9. It's a false front, really high up green. Rolls all the way back down. Chipped it up, came back. Chipped it up, came back. Chipped it up, made triple bogey.
Yeah.
And that was the closest he had ever come, and that was on a Sunday.
And he was in second when he
He
made
went
the
from
eagle.
second until a
Yeah.
triple, and he went back, and he ended up, I think he said he finished 10th.
Yep.
That's his best finish at the Augusta.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Whether you're a world-class athlete or a podcaster, we all understand the importance of mental and physical well-being and proper recovery for top-notch performance. That's why we are excited that Unified Healing is sponsoring this episode of the Par 3 podcast. What is the EE System? Unified Healing is a new and super innovative global network of wellness centers powered by Energy Enhancement System, or EE System. If you haven't heard of the EE System yet, you'll want to listen up. This technology promotes wellness, deep relaxation, purification, and rejuvenation. Whether you're in California or hundreds of other locations across the globe, access to a center is easy and affordable. Interested in experiencing the EE System technology for yourself? Go to unifiedhealing.com/par to learn more and find a center near you. That's UNIFYD healing.com/PAR. No material or testimonials on the Unified Healing website are intended to be viewed as medical advice or the substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition or treatment, and before undertaking a new healthcare regime, including the EE System.
Walking around, that dude, JR, is a humble dude. He's got people coming up to him constantly. Yeah, JR, I love what you did for New York, for Cleveland, this, that, and the other. And he looks at me and he's like, bro, we're walking with Luke Donald.
They have
like,
no
don't
clue.
stop talking to me. That's Luke Donald.
You at a golf event, it's like, okay, I can see if we're at the March Madness, or I can see if we're at, the finals or playoff basketball, or any type of basketball event. But like, we're at a golf event, and this is Luke Donald walking with me, telling me stories and everything else. And y'all like, oh, JR. I'm like, bro, I don't know if y'all know, but like, he's the guy.
He is the guy.
He's the guy.
He was the captain. I heard him. Did you see when he did the Ryder Cup? He got up and he spoke in Italian. Did you see it?
No.
So they went up. Zach Johnson, he tried to talk and he didn't do so well. But then Luke talked and Luke just was fluent. Just he put it together. Like he practiced. You know, he had his little welcome speech or whatever to the people in Italy, and he spoke proper Italian and very elegantly or whatever. I was like, damn, this dude is on it. And when I played it, the Ohupi Alpha match with Grayson, he was my partner.
Oh, okay.
And then when today we saw your partner.
Yep.
Who was it? The green coat?
I wish he was a green coat. I wish that motherfucker was a green coat. Oh man, I forgot his name, bro. He had those fucking hiking shoes on today with the church socks.
Yeah, with the copper woven
Yeah.
Dale or something,
Yeah,
right? Charlie's
yeah.
homie.
Charlie's homie. He's a good dude, dog. He live in Denver, man. Shout out to Colorado, my 303 people, dog.
Did you
They
meet
picked me
any
up.
green coats today?
No, I didn't, man. I met a guy who had the potential to take over like the chairman of the PGA at some point. But I didn't get to meet any green coats. It's kind of like it's weird, man, because I kind of get scared. Like honestly,
Yeah.
Like I had a couple of guys, guys with passes and everything else, and they're like, "Yo, man, come on this side of the ropes and this and that." And like I'm like. And normally I'm a rule breaker. Like I don't like fuck it. Like shit, all right.
This is Augusta.
But this is Augusta. Like, and I told one of my boys, like, listen, man, maybe not right now, but like 30, 40 years, like, bro, I still got a chance of getting in here. I don't want to fuck that up. I don't want to mess that up. I got the green coach looking behind me like, hey man, you want a drink? Like, I do, but
Not right now.
just like bring it around the side, bro. Like bring it around the corner.
The green coach, yeah, it's definitely like Augusta is that place, right? It's like you got patrons all over the place watching. You got tournaments, you got PR, you got agencies, you got the coaches and the trainers and the press and every other thing everywhere.
Yeah.
But you can't tell anybody who's who. But you
No.
can tell these dudes with the green Masters jackets.
That's
on.
somebody. No, he's somebody. I don't know who
It doesn't matter.
this guy is,
Yeah.
or who this guy, but he's that guy.
And they're all they're just all these random dudes that are just walking around in their green coats, and they got people with them. They got their grandkids, their wives. This one, people they're hosting, and they're giving them a tour of their own home course. That's the thing that's
Yeah.
so wild is like those dudes are members.
Yeah.
So like everyone is a guest of them. You know what I mean? It's like if your club, wherever you're a member. And if they have like a PGA tournament there, it's like, well, you're still a member,
Right.
right? It's
Yeah.
like, it's actually still
100%.
your clubhouse.
Yeah.
So they're all guests. Like you're letting them in there, but at the end of the day, it's your clubhouse. And that's how them is. It's their course. It's their club. That place is something else.
That place is special, man. Like even hitting a merchandise tent, obviously they got memorabilia everywhere, and it's like a grown man's Disneyland, but like just as efficient as it's run. Like, granted, we waited a little while till we were about to leave, and and the line died down because the line was obviously much longer when we first got there, but it just seems like it's not really that hard to get what you need and continuously, and go watch golf and move on about your day, whether it be a drink, whether it be a sandwich or food, clothes, whatever. It's just
They're
like
on it.
it's just very. The chain is always moving. There's not really many kinks in the chain, and if there is, I'm pretty sure Augusta's like, okay, well, we'll substitute this kink out and put this one in, and then
just
it'll
fix
keep
it.
running.
So a few years back, I don't know how many years ago, they obviously sell a lot of merch. They got a lot of stuff coming in. They got FedEx, UPS, all these trucks delivering stuff, getting ready for the tournament, this, that, and the other. They said, look, I'm sick of looking at all these trucks. So they built a tunnel to go under and then have the garage underneath the merch tent and an elevator to come up and restock it. Because they're selling millions and millions of dollars of merch. So that
Hundreds
merch
of
thing gets
millions.
cleaned out. The next day it's full. So you can't have people riding in UPS trucks and shuttling shit in there with all the patrons everywhere. So they go under the ground and they elevator it up to restock it. But you never even see this going on. When you're out there, all you hear birds chirping. It's like no one working. It's like it doesn't look like it's a heavy lift.
Right.
But the amount of organization and the amount of expertise they put into that thing, there's nothing like that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything run like that. Like even for you, I'm sure when you go to stadiums
Nah.
and it's like this shit is kind of chaotic,
Yeah.
right? It's nothing is like that well run. There's people whispering. If
Even
you
the
talk-
bathrooms.
the bathrooms are perfect. They're lined. You're going in. They got all these stalls. There's a dude going, you, and everybody's saying, good morning, welcome to the Masters.
Yes.
Right? Like that's everyone,
Everybody.
every single person working there is have a wonderful day at the Masters.
Yeah.
That's all you hear. Like when you're going into the bathroom, there's 3-4 people tell you, I hope you're having a wonderful day
Yeah.
at the Masters.
100%.
So it's all the way through when you're leaving. I hope you had a wonderful day at the Masters. When you walk in and beep your thing, have a great day at the Masters. It's like, ooh.
I started getting chills, bro. Guy said that today when we were walking through. He's like, have a great time at the Masters.
Yeah, at the Masters.
At the Masters.
Like,
Hold on, like, I got a
They've
sweatsuit
been
on.
saying that
can't-
forever.
Man, I felt underdressed. I'm not gonna lie. I went in there with a sweatsuit on today, and they made me feel like I was just fucking JJ from Good Times or some shit, man. Oh, damn, bro. I felt bad, but I felt bad for me. Man.
And now a word from our sponsors.
It's tournament and major season in the world of golf, and we at Par 3 Podcast are locked in on Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app, where you can turn your golf knowledge into serious cash. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. Prize Picks is the best way to get action on sports in more than 30 states across the country, including California, Texas, and Georgia. Prize Picks is really simple to play. You can make picks and submit your entry in less than 30 seconds. Prize Picks now offers Apple Pay for quick and easy deposits. Par 3 Podcast has cashed out on Prize Picks before, and they'll do it again. Download the app today and use code PAR3 for a first deposit match of up to $100. That's code PAR3 for a first deposit match of up to $100. Pick more, pick less, it's easy. Par 3 and Prize Picks are coming for the top of the golf leaderboard together. Our picks get paid. PrizePicks.com/par3.
Obviously, the internet has broken.
Yeah.
The internet has broken. Jason Day wore a vest today and quote unquote, because he didn't finish, well, he finished the rest of his round from yesterday, which was 6 holes, right?
Yeah.
He finished 6 holes, wears the vest, and then comes back out with no vest because they asked him to take it off. But I loved it. Me personally, I loved it. I know obviously you loved it. If you didn't, you would have designed it. But like, you know how they always say no publicity is bad publicity? To me, in this, I feel like this is the best publicity possible.
Yeah, there's a lot of publicity.
Breaking barriers.
They've said, the only thing worse than people talking about you is people not talking about you, right? Like, and it makes me think of all the other brands that are there, all the other people there, all the other designers that work their ass off. How many brands each year design green and yellow something?
Yep.
Shoes, this, that. Everybody is just trying to do it. And for Jay to go out there and, rock how he did and get the exposure he did. And it's just interesting. It's just like, he wore baggy pants first day. They're high-waisted, pleated, baggy nylon pants. And like, I don't think those old green coats are disrespected. I think they look at it and say, that's what Sam Snead wore. That's what Bobby Jones wore. Yeah, it's different fabrication. It's done modernly. You got drawstrings on the bottom and it's a wind pan and things like this. But like, the internet's just full of people that are Twitter fashion experts, but golfers, right? So it's like, the opinions are so strong that like, you know what I mean? You don't have to do that much.
Twitter fashion experts, golfers, but have a full-time job and kids.
Yeah.
Like,
I think a lot of that too, obviously, has to do with who he was paired with.
oh yeah.
I mean,
You with the big cat down.
if he's not paired with Tiger Woods, he wanted to have been on the TV for 48 hours straight. He wanted to have had the exposure. You couldn't get around it. They follow Tiger with that TV. That's all they remember. We were watching it. It's like, if you watch the first 2 days of the Masters, you basically saw Max, Jason, and Tiger because they were in the group.
Yep.
And then how about when you're out there, like the whole thing's empty. When you're up at the clubhouse, so we're up there at the clubhouse behind the big tree hanging out. We're over here. We're going on a tour with Luke and this, that, and the other. There's plenty of room.
Yep.
Because Tiger has 2/3 of the patrons are all wherever he is.
100%. Like literally, when he walked off the green to finish his first 18,
Dude, you could barely walk up there.
you could barely move.
Yes.
From the time he finished, people scattered. The time he came back, it was back to you
Yes.
can't move.
Sardined
and I was
in.
literally like, I've never seen that effect live and in
at a golf
person.
course.
Yeah, I've never seen
dude,
it.
it's insane.
Like I've been to certain events, but Tiger didn't play. But like, and I've seen certain impacts that that certain players have. But it really makes sense to me now, like what Tiger brings to the game. Like I've never seen like.
No,
It's like
different.
grown men standing
It's different.
15 people back. Picture a line, right? A line of people. You got 1 row, 2 row, 3 rows, 4 rows. You got 15 rows of men like this.
On tiptoes.
Oh, he twirled it. He did a twirl.
Yeah, he twirled
He
it.
twirled it. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
they love
like,
that
right
dude.
there is incredible. And not on top of that, like, to me, like my whole thing was like, I hope he finishes. Like, I just don't want him to WD. I just want him to finish it. Like, okay, you make the cut, cool. Make the cut and finish throughout Sunday. But to be able to move, like, look at him moving the way he's moving, this is the best he's moved since
Yeah, he looked good.
since the
Yeah, he
last
looked
accident.
good.
Like he's marching down the fairways, he's marching to the tee boxes, and it's just like, damn, bro. Like
He birdied number 1 right out of the jump.
Yesterday.
Thursday. Thursday birdied 1 and it was on. He makes the cut. He's insane. Anytime I've seen him at Riviera. I've seen him, I don't know. I've seen him at Augusta before, but you almost feel bad for every other golfer because, like, I remember at Riviera when, like, Brooks was, as big as he got, and Rory and everybody else. This is 5 years ago, probably, at Riviera, and, like, they got 5 people watching them. These are the biggest golfers in the world, and they got, like, their girlfriend, their mom, their coach, and their cousin. And then the other guy gets 5, and the other guy gets 5. So you got 15, 20 people walking with every group, and you got 100,000 people with Tiger.
Yeah.
And they're running and knocking each other over and running to get position. Long day, long drink. The finish long drink. Obviously peach flavor in Augusta, Georgia. Cheers. Tell you a funny story. My man Freckleface lives down in San Diego, and he's been watching Torrey Pines forever. He's San Diego local. He's a legend, this dude. So he had this trick that on the par 3s, when Tiger Mania, Tiger was the biggest thing in the world, he'd come into the course and he'd bring balls in his pocket, right? A couple golf balls. So on the par 3, you're up by the green, Tiger hit the ball, right? He wait, throw a ball. And then the whole crowd, run and circle the ball. And then he'd step right up to the rope and the ball land on the green. And he could watch him putt. My man Freckle, and he did it 2-3 years in a row. And the security had been watching him or something and ended up catching him and kicking him out. Because they were on to this dude. It was the same dude. The trick works every time. Throw the ball, the ball lands, it's like throwing the rough over there. Everybody runs, circle around the ball. They're all fighting and elbow and shit like a mosh pit, holding it. And then the ball lands on the green and Freckles, he's up right in the front with his little homies and shit. They can watch him putt. That's the only way you can get a good look on him.
that was funny.
How about how people are going, if Tiger's on 2, it's busy on 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah.
There's people going 2-3 holes up and getting in the bleachers and getting ready and getting positioned, whatever, and they're just standing there for an hour. Just wait to see the man walk by. And then, and so it just keeps moving like that. So the whole crowd is within 2-3 holes of where Tiger is.
Yeah.
From his hole on 3 holes, it's just packed. And the rest of the course is empty. You can just walk around like, damn, where is everybody?
It's crazy, man. We kind of got separated a little bit. I know you went to,
I go meet somebody.
to go meet somebody and whatnot. And I was walking
what'd you
with
do?
Luke. I was walking with Luke and Charlie, and we walked to 17, 18, and we were coming up 18. And I think Tiger might have been on like 10, maybe
Yeah.
9.
Coming up
no,
9. Yeah.
And I heard one of the loudest roars that I've ever heard.
He chipped in.
That's what happened.
I think he chipped in.
I heard a roar, and I'm just sitting here like, holy shit, what the fuck is that? What happened?
They love him.
Luke looks right over. He said, that's a tiger roar.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
It's different.
He was like, literally, this is a PGA pro who's played with the man, played against him.
Former number 1 in the world.
He's
Luke
like,
Donald.
that's a tiger roar. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit. Like that's incredible, man. When you got like, and it speaks volumes because like a game like golf where you have all of the best out there at one point in time or one point in time or another, but it's broken up opposed to having everybody on the field at the same time like a football. You got everybody, the best players, quote unquote, are always on the field at the same time. Yeah. Basketball, always on the field at the same time. Baseball, majority of the time, unless the guys that bet, they're always on the field at the same time. But in golf, it's like, okay, he could tee off at 1 o'clock. Somebody else tee off at 8 o'clock. They completely missed the whole rush or whatever. But like, when you following 2-3 holes ahead of the guy,
just to see him,
and to hear that he's literally like he'll have a 2-foot putt after he just missed a birdie. He's like, nah, let me mark this just because I know if I tip this tap this in, everybody else is going to run over to the next time, and it's going to distract the guy I'm playing with. So, like, you know what? Let me mark this. And, like, just even that level of forward thinking is, like, it shows you the the appreciation that he gets for the game.
I was watching him, on TV, whatever, mainly because I couldn't get close enough to watch him out there with Jason. But Jason hit a drive, rip it, hold the follow through perfect, and you hear, good job, Jason. And then Tiger starts walking, and then there's just, let's go Tiger, like the ball hadn't landed.
Yeah.
Jason's ball hadn't even landed, and there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people screaming, let's get him, Tiger. They're fucking wilding for him. He's an amazing difference. Remember back when he won at Eastlake?
Yeah.
That year they said, I remember they said, Tiger, you haven't been out here, or you hadn't been at this tournament or something for a few years. And he said, either have the fans. It's like if Tiger goes and makes the cut, Saturday, Sunday is on. He misses the cut, people are like, I'm
getting my ticket home.
I'm going home. It's not the same without him.
Thursday, Friday, I can have a good weekend Saturday, Sunday.
What does golf need? Tiger obviously, going 48 years old?
48.
You know what I mean? So, it's hard to think about golf without Tiger when he does that shit we just experienced.
Yeah.
And what the TV is experiencing, right? And what it did to the Jason's pants. Like, it's like, without him, it's a different game.
It's a totally different
It's a different viewing experience.
I just think it's going to be hard for the game to survive if it doesn't become another icon in his stratosphere. And I say stratosphere just like he doesn't have to surpass him. He doesn't have to be like 1 or 2 notches below him. But he's got to be somewhere in that realm to gravitate the attention of the eyes to bring people together, opposed to, just people almost not caring. And for me, I see a lot of tournaments, and I look at it like granted, yes, a lot of people are Ricky fans, a lot of people are Jordan fans, Justin fans, or whatever else, but everybody's a Tiger fan, it seems like.
Yeah.
I haven't met one person who's like, I hate Tiger.
It's interesting, too, like with Scheffler's winning. But I don't think everyone out there is like, I hope Scheffler wins.
No.
Where when Tiger's winning, they're like, I hope he wins again. I hope he wins again. It was like Mike Tyson when he was just whipping people
out.
You know what I mean? It's like
15 seconds.
Let's
just put him
go.
out.
Just get it over with. I want this dude to win, talk shit, go out,
yes,
go
sir.
to the limelight, be in the seat. Like, it's not only Tiger's dominance of golf, also it's how he holds himself, how cocky he is. Like he said in the comment, like, well, I haven't been here, but either have the fans. It's like he knows how powerful he is. He always has. Even when Curtis Strange, who I met at the thing, was thinking for Curtis Strange's sake, like that one interview, Curtis Strange was like, this is your first Masters. How do you think you're going to do? Tiger was like, I'm going to win. And he's like, you think you're going to come out here and win? You got the best golfers in the world out here. And he said, well, I always thought if you're going to show up to a tournament, show up to win. You know, and in second place is the first loser or some shit. But like, I'm here to win. And he said, you don't realize how hard it is, son. And Tiger said, well, I'm just being honest. I'm here to win. He said, you'll learn, basically, boy.
Right.
You'll learn. And he's like, that's like, put his shoe in his mouth with that one.
100%.
Because then the next however many years, the dude was like, I'm going to, you know, and then he'd be up like 7 strokes after Saturday on the field and go hit balls till dark at Augusta. It's like you're up 7 going into Sunday and you're the last dude on the range hitting balls. You know, they say basically back in the day, you know how when you try to swing and you cross your arm over like that?
Yeah.
As you hit the ball, you do like that? They say he used to have blisters here and here on his forearms from hitting so many balls and turning that thing over and keeping it that tight. Where this forearm would press with this forearm and he'd have double blisters, hitting that many balls. Yeah, I don't see how it can ever, like, look, Tiger's mom and dad are very different than your traditional golf people, right?
100%.
Both of them in their own ways. And I think that he had a chip on his shoulder because people may have looked at him different or thought, you know, what do you work here? Or like, you know what I mean? There was that. So there was that side of it. He had something to prove. He was pissed. He's like, I'm going to beat them. I don't want to win by 7. I want to win by 14. I want to lap them, basically. You know, I want to embarrass people. I beat them so bad, so many weeks in a row. You know, I think Scottie Scheffler, they said something like, you've been world number 1 for like X amount of time. Are you starting to look at like what Tiger did? He's like, check back in 10 years. Like, I don't know. Like, I've been number 1 in the world for however long. Like, I would need to do it again. It's like Tiger was number 1 in the world for, you guys put the stat up on the joint. He was number 1 in the world for X amount of weeks.
Was nuts.
For
like
years.
Hundreds of weeks.
Yeah, for years.
It's crazy.
Number 1 in the world. Now you get these dudes number 1 in the world. Like, you know, Jason told me when he said he's going to be number 1 in the world again. He said he knew what to do to become number 1 in the world. He knows what to do. He knows the work. He knows what you need to do. He knows all of this stuff to become number 1 in the world. But back then, he didn't know what to do to stay number 1. And then he starts getting invited. Yo, come, JR, come to the Cavs game. Come here. You're popping. Do this. Nike wants you to do that. They're opening the casino. Blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, you're not number 1 in the world again.
Fucking go
Tiger
down
was
3,000.
just tunnel vision. And now a word from our sponsors.
We are here to talk to you about Unified Healing segment of the day. This is what we talk about when we're going to play golf tomorrow, but we're talking about recovery. How do you recover after you play around the golf, Steve?
I enjoy a good sauna, steam room, hot tub, stretch, walk. If I haven't played great, I like to recover by playing with the kids, hanging out with my kids, trying to get my mind off of it. If I've played great, I recover by calling my coach and telling them all the good shots I did, going back through it in my head, what I hit here, what I hit there. But mainly just trying to stay calm. That lets me unplug and just sit with my feelings a bit.
I like that. I like that. For me, honestly, I got back into biking.
Really?
Yeah, like, so after I play around, especially if I walk, I like to ride and get like the blood flow back, like going, just to like continuously feel as though I'm doing something. When I sit still after I've played golf or after I've worked out, I get really bad cramps. And I try not to just sit
in your
still. More in my legs, because my legs will start to lock up, and it's just like bro, like I got a lot of miles on these legs. So the moment I sit down after being warm, and then oh man, that's a rough go. That's a rough go for me. So ride my bike and probably cannabis. Cannabis has helped me a lot. With pains, back pains, knee pain, joint. and it just puts me in a mellow state to where I get back to where I need to be.
And there you have it.
What impressed you today, if anything, more about just the environment of Augusta? Not even just the playing. Like, what impressed you the most about today?
I mean, today, I think it's just like, it just sounds like the same old shit, but like the thing is they've got it so put together, that merch experience, right? I got stuff in the Berkmans, and that's a small experience. Then they got the thing across the street or whatever, there's another experience. And then I've been into the members retail space. So there's 3 different collections, and then the big merch joint you went in, right? Mm-hmm. But like, there's thousands of pieces of merch. There's men's, women's, headwear, homeware, dog collars. There's babies, children, there's infants, children's, onesies, 5 different onesies. There's women's hats, men's hats, gloves, a white with a green thumb, a white with a white, a green with a green. It's basically, and then another thing that's impressive is that most of that stuff is the Masters collection. So they're not buying Malbon golf shit and embroidering the Masters. Right. It's their own full-blown lines. Massive, massive clothing lines. They had one that said like the Azalea performance line. And that's all their like dry fitty tech shit. Right. And then they got over here the Magnolia collection, the premium cottons. And over here they got this and that. And then another thing is interesting is that each of those different shopping experiences, the merch plays, there's exclusive stuff. So like this hat I got, is a cashmere hat from Berkman's. It has a gray Augusta logo. It doesn't say the Masters, right? And it's a cashmere dad hat, basically. And they had that in green, blue, and gray. And it sells out each day. And then they bring more in the next day because you got another X amount of people coming in. So the fulfillment, the design, the understanding of what sells. I mean, how about when we're walking in? There was like, JR was fucking with people walking in, and they're all walking out with big ass bags. So in the morning, people go in and buy as much shit as you can, and then you take it all back to your car, and then you come back in to the place. So JR's just strangers walking by, like, yo, how much for that bag? I'll buy that whole bag. It doesn't even matter what's in it, right?
Yep.
Oh, Ryan's returning.
What's up, my boy?
We're gonna get Ryan on the show next. Ryan has been here, I think he said this is his 13th or 14th Masters. Really? He worked for Oakley for a long time, and Oakley does brand partnerships. Even that, like they do a little collaboration, Oakley frog skins and shit. You're an Oakley guy. So every year they do X amount. They do, so it's like limited edition. You can only buy this here. You can buy this here. You can buy this here. How about the collars? We wanted to buy collars for the Frenchies. Yeah. They said, nah, all the smalls are sold out, but if you come back tomorrow, there'll be more smalls. So it's just like, unbelievable the amount. To me, that was like watching you go in there and shop and seeing that experience. And I mean, there's hundreds of people. For one, there's 1,000 people in line sometimes. And it's zigzagging. In Sheffield the other day, I was standing out front trying to get in. Gary, he's like, they don't know me anymore. They forgot about me. They won't let me in. I can't stand in a line for 2 hours. Remember we came in? I told you it's a 2-hour wait. And then at the end of the day, we were leaving, and luckily it had emptied up, and we got to go in and buy some stuff. But I think that was impressive. What about you? What do you take from it?
I think for me, like just how everybody just follows the rules. Like for me, it's just like so many. Like for me, I've been a rule breaker for a long time, and just see a lot of people, hundreds, thousands of people. Like nobody's complaining about, oh, I got to get my phone up. Nobody's complaining about, oh, I can't stand right here. Or everybody's happy.
Yes.
Somebody stepped on the back of my shoe, and it generally happens, but I don't, get pissed off or whatever. Oh, my, like, the guy's
sorry,
like, oh,
my
I'm
shoe
sorry,
got in front
apology.
of you. Yeah.
The guy's like, oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. And I'm like, oh, no worries. Like, no, I really apologize. I'm sorry. It's just like,
nice.
oh shit. Like, this don't happen. You can do that shit in New York, like, oh, my bad, dog. Oh, you ain't hear me? Well, fuck you then, punk. Like, you know what I'm saying?
How about a stadium? If you were at the Knicks game, you say, everybody, leave your phones.
Oh, my
Come into the
God.
game, no phones tonight. We
Not
want you to
happening.
enjoy the game.
No, it'd be empty.
And they'd be sneaking them in and shit. Like, no one's
100%.
sneaking in phones
Nobody's
around
even
there.
trying
No.
it. It's just like, I respect it so much that,
that
I'm
is.
just gonna, you know what? I'll lay the law down, and then that's what's gonna happen. And two, for me, like, everybody sees, was it Magnolia Lane?
Magnolia Lane, yeah.
And they just assume there's like these big ass gates, and it's like, da-da-da. It's the smallest gates, and the fucking driveway is so small.
Yeah.
When you look down to the, I'm like, oh shit, that was Magnolia. And you were like, yeah, that was. Like,
Yeah.
bro.
You can see the flag and the little yellow flowers that make the American.
I'm sure it doesn't take away
America.
from the drive, like when you pull all the way in, but like at the front, I'm thinking like it's gonna be some huge ass, welcome to Augusta National, da-da-da-da. None of that.
It's low key because you got to think this is Augusta, Georgia, and this is like a very low key place.
Yeah.
And the members there aren't loud. It's not like there's people pulling Ferraris up in there and shit, right? It is the opposite of that. Now, is there a private airport around the corner that's loaded
gonna
with
say.
jets? But they're not, you get what I mean? They're not flossing like that. They're like country Georgia people.
Yeah.
That have born and raised here. And yeah, there's out of town CEOs and such that get in, etc. But like the place is basically built off of like the Berkman farm, you know, and it's an orchard. Like they have every hole has a different name of a flower or a tree or whatever, because that all was grown here before they built it.
That's pretty dope.
But yeah, it's insane. You guys should look up the history of Augusta and see how it all got to be what it is. And get your ass down here sometime and give it a hoot.
For sure.
It won't let you down.
I'm not gonna lie, 18 surprised me. I felt like it wasn't that big of a turn of the corner from the TV. But you gotta rip a hook like pretty good to like to even get it to that bunker on the left side.
Yeah, you gotta hit it hard to get it up that hill.
You gotta hit it
especially from
hard.
the tips where they're hitting it.
Hell yeah.
And then the wind and all that. And the next shot is sneaky hard. It's dead uphill.
Dead uphill.
Dead uphill. And, they're
ball's
hitting like
kind of like
yes. I didn't see a flat spot on that course.
No.
Almost where it's like you see those fairways and shit.
Yeah.
And what about that pin we were looking at, that sneaky pin with Luke, and he was showing us that pin that was way at the back.
7.
Oh, 7 at the back.
It's
and
like
he was
4
like
feet 4 feet on from the front, and there's a bunker right there, right in the front that goes all the way around. And then you're like another 8 feet behind the pin, if that, and you're off. And it's like, how do you land that right there? He's like, no, you just hit it 25 feet left and hope the ball rolls back to the right.
Because
I'm
if
like,
you go
oh,
at it, it's
shit.
either going to go over or it's going to go to the right. And if it goes to the right, it's going to run all the way down to the fringe.
Yeah. Yeah. Shane
that
hit a
place
good shot
is
there.
awesome.
Yeah, that place is so sick. Even when Tiger, what was it, 2? He hit a bomb drive. Well, he had a pretty decent drive, but his second shot, he was trying to leave it short right to give himself a good look at birdie on the other side. But he kind of hit it a little deep, and that's when the patrons went around. When we were standing a little off, you guys went to the restroom, and I just looked at his shot, and I'm just like, that's probably actually the best shot to be. That's like probably the best place to be.
He knows where to miss.
And that's what Luke was saying. He's like, he's been here a few times. He knows. He knows what he's doing. He didn't hit it there by accident. I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, that's impressive.
I saw that the guy who won the Open, Harmon, who won the Open championship last year, shot 2 under round 1, decent front 9 this morning, back 9, 47. And he's packing his bags. He's gone. But imagine a dude that good. And we were joking around, Freddie Couples shot 80. It's like, dude, if Freddie Couples, what do you say, you got the best swing you ever
He
saw.
got the best one I've ever seen, bro.
If he shot 80, what will we shoot?
I'm shooting 95.
95 and happy. This boy shot, Harmon shot 47.
Bro.
It's like, I don't know what I would shoot. In those conditions, with the wind, from those tips, I don't know if I could finish.
Bro, he's shooting 80 from the fairway. Freddie
yeah.
don't miss fairways
Yeah.
like that. He's got a nice, smooth, soft swing. He don't really miss fairways. He shot 80 essentially from the fairway. That's incredible. That's how hard this place is. There's no way. There's so many hard, what was it, par 4 is like 488. Like, you might as well make that a par 5. Especially for a guy who's 50 plus. No way.
And that's what I learned from blocking one time on those on that 488 par 4. If I played it, I would tell myself, oh, this is a short par 5. I could easily birdie it. Because if I tell myself this is a long par 4, I might double it. I might just say this is an easy par 4. I could just butt one up there, try to get up and down for birdie. Worst case, get the bogey and get gone. But if it's like 488, I'm a birdie it. You know what I mean? It might get ugly.
For sure.
Well, that's another episode of the world famous Part 3 podcast. We'll see you next week from Augusta, Georgia.